So to all my Måneskin fans, we know that the group has been doing a lot of work lately. They've been on the road, they've been touring, they've been going to different countries. They've actually been in the USA a few times in the past few weeks, and they just performed at the American Music Awards. So I will be checking out their performance soon, but tonight I wanted to actually watch one of their interviews that they did with iconic interviewer Zane Lowe. I love the way he has like calming, soothing sit downs with a lot of the artists that I love. And honestly, I never got like kind of a proper introduction, or like I never really got into like the personal side of Måneskin. I only know them from their performances. So I thought, why not check out an interview and kind of like get a feel for them, you know, see what they like. So I decided I'd come on here, watch the interview with you guys, and let's see what it's all about.
How are you?
Tired.
No, this
Early morning.
Some said fire, some said tired.
The greatest wave right now, you know. I think about a city like this in relation to your music, and I think about the legacy of rock and roll, and surely it's had an influence on you and where the music came from, because you bring a lot of fashion and a lot of glamour to the occasion, and we all know that exists.
Yes, they do bring a lot of fashion.
On the Sunset Strip. Yeah. So how is it when you come to Los Angeles and you get to bring what you do to a place like this?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Also, like playing at the Roxy, which is
ooh, his accent.
All the rock bands used to.
Yo, also, it's just like, okay, I know I'm gonna sound silly, but the fact that so many cultures and people from different countries speak multiple languages, like obviously they're Italian, but the fact that they can sit down, have conversations, interviews in English is crazy. Shout out to that.
It was kind of iconic also for us. We felt the vibe, definitely. And yeah, we realized we're doing it actually.
He just looks good from every angle.
This very second, it just dawned on you for the first time. Well, last to find out.
His
The
beauty,
whole world
his
knows.
voice.
What an incredible journey. Before we get into it in a little more depth and dive into your music, I have to ask you what the sound was like in the Roxy, because we all know what the vibe is, and we all know what the room feels like. But when you're on stage actually playing it, it's tiny. How does it sound to you on stage? Was it a fun show for you, regardless of the occasion?
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah, having the crowd that close to you without boundaries, and you can really feel the energy.
Yeah, small intimate shows are like the best as a fan. So hopefully as an artist, it's the same vibe.
Venues, you know, and the public is really close to us, and also in this historical place, was really emotional play, especially for us in this club. So it was really great.
Yeah, you know, it's happening so fast for you that to hear a band at this point say, it's great to be back in an intimate venue is kind of mind blowing. Because you find yourself in these big rooms where you have to reach as many people as possible. You're doing a service for fans by giving everyone a chance to see the show. Otherwise, it's 10 nights at a 5,000 cap. You know, but it's not the easiest place to play, is it? Playing those kind of arenas, it's hard to control.
I think like it depends, because every place has its own like pros and cons, of course. But being in a small room, I think you can feel closer to the audience and interact better, and give the crowd more energy compared to bigger.
Why do they always seem so sweet and calm?
More place to move and to enjoy the show, of course.
I mean, was it
like it's crazy how I know their kind of big worldwide fame just happened, like they just blew up, but I like how they have these personalities and attitudes of like fresh artists. I don't know specifically what it is, but their responses are like so humble and just so nice, and they're like, yeah, we like having small shows and intimate. They're not like bragging, and they're not like, they don't have these big egos.
You've written a song called Mamma Mia, not just because it's a great song, but because you get to add to the legacy of a song called Mamma Mia, which is just by association is going to be the biggest song of the last 5 years.
Yeah, wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's a good moment, right? Let's talk a little bit about the writing of that song. We'll come back, we'll dive into some live stuff, but just to get into the micro, because this is a big record, where did this song come from? Was it a quick one? It feels like it was written effortlessly.
Yo, he has a lot of questions.
Yeah, it was like that. Like we wrote it like immediately after the Eurovision, as soon as we had a couple days off, and we just like wanted to make a little fun of all the rumors that were going on, all the stereotypes and stuff. And
exactly.
Like what were some of the comments that inspired this song? What was kicking around?
That was taking drugs in live TV.
Exactly. Why? Because you're exuberant, elaborate, eccentric, and brilliant?
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's like a harsh rumor. That's actually really sad.
Scale, you realize that a lot of people don't understand. People who watch Eurovision, a lot of them, and this is, and I'm not judging here because you can tell by being in this room and just look around, you've probably never been in a room, a radio studio where we have PMCs the size of a studio flat. We care about music. Like we really care. But you have to accept that when you're playing on a stage as big as Eurovision, not everybody cares as much as you do, right? To some people it's a spectacle and you have to appeal to them too.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, it's normal for us, like we knew it, and it's not that it doesn't bother us that much, honestly. Like we don't care that much, but that's also why we wanted to make fun of it and just make a silly song about it.
Yeah, I know it's all instinct and it's all feel for you. So you know your instinct's very connected to the diligence of the body, because that is perfectly designed for people to jump. When you play that song, and you just mentally snap.
Yo, Damiano is over it. He keeps checking his nails. He's like, what time is it?
Fans of, who do you love? Who do you love? Like,
ooh, yes, I want to know who do they love.
That you really appreciate, that you've either met or you can't wait to meet.
I wonder if it's gonna be like American artists.
Now with everybody, everyone's kind of moving at the same pace. Who do you truly love? Like, who do you love?
Well, I love my family, so I love my friends.
My
no,
family.
just joking. Well, I took a lot of inspiration from Stuart Copeland, which is the drummer of the Police. Yeah, I really took a lot of inspiration from him, not just for the drumming, but also for the music in general.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know, there are a lot of names: John Bonham, Buddy Rich, Max Roach.
Yo, all four of them are just so nice and like polite.
You're a jazz cat too. You love the notes in between the notes.
I really used to like play and hear jazz a lot. Yeah, when I was like younger.
I can hear it though when you're playing, because there's a lot of very natural movement in the way that you play. Do you play to a click track, or is that offensive to you?
No, also with a click track, of course. Yeah.
But let's be honest, you prefer notes, right? Most drummers,
Of course.
most drummers is just like
everyone hates the click track.
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, starting is essential, but like when you have to create, of course, or like just like play, just to have fun.
Yeah.
Of course, not
Yeah.
to have no.
Vic, can I call you Vic?
Yeah, of course.
Who inspired you? Who's given you the internal roadmap to want to be a musician and ultimately play?
I think also for the bass playing, a lot of by Kim Gordon by Sonic Youth, and also Nick O'Malley by Arctic Monkeys. I really love his bass playing and doing all this kind of riffs and the way it's very groovy and melodic at the same time.
It's funny because you guys remind me a little bit of Arctic Monkeys in the sense that you make rock and roll records for the dance floor.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you then?
I get a lot of inspiration from like the great voices, great singers. So Steven Tyler, Chris Cornell, Pearl Jam. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
But you also
He's kind of shy.
And you like words, right? I mean,
yeah.
You know, when I think of Chris, rest his soul, you know, one of the greatest songwriters.
He's
of all time.
okay. He's either kind of shy or he's just not like Zane will ask a question and he'll answer it like exact and he won't elaborate. Like he's like, oh, do you like, Chris for his singing voice? He's like, yeah. So like, I don't know, some people are like that. Like not everyone can be, sometimes even when artists are like outgoing on stage and like in their music they're big and crazy, in real life sometimes they can have like their own kind of like inner issues or their own personality style. So
Chris would,
he's not as kind of like crazy outgoing as I thought he'd be.
Dark places, and his imagery was phenomenal. Fire and reptiles, and the whole thing was very visceral. When I hear your lyrics and your songs, you like to tell stories, but in a much more
yes, they do.
Yeah. Like where does that come from?
All this compliment, he's like, you like to tell stories. This is this. Damani goes, yeah.
The idea of like cramming things in. Like I want to be a slave. Like I think of that song and I just think like it's really cool.
He's like not even elaborating.
I'm also really into like pop music, so hip hop, soul.
Yes.
Stuff like that. So I think it comes from that, but I don't have like specific icons or stuff.
I really love, the American scene, especially LA.
Oh, this guy's accent is so adorable.
And Guns N' Roses, The Doors, the hugest band of the past. And
What
so
about
I
Dave
really
Navarro?
into
What about Jane's Addiction?
Exactly. But I really grew up with also the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and one of my favorite guitarists is John Frusciante. I think that he's really write the song in a creative way, you know. It's really creative when he wrote different songs.
Yeah, no two notes are the same.
I want them to like make a playlist of all their favorite songs. I would definitely check it out because they're so interesting.
And also, obviously, Hendrix that. It's like one of my most inspiration. But I grew up also with the Guns of the Stone Age, Skid Row, you know, this kind of.
Too many.
Too many. Yeah. There's always room for Queens of the Stone Age. Do you have a favorite album?
Yeah, Songs for the Deaf.
Dave Grohl, man, one of the greatest.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You know what's cool? Watching bands rock out to their own
Yeah.
I love that. You know, so many times I've had bands in rooms and everyone's just like, you know, I heard it all before. Nah, when you make it, you should love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do you listen to your own music when you get in the car?
No.
Oh, do you?
I do.
He goes, no, he doesn't even elaborate. He's like, no.
When it's like brand new.
Yeah, when it's new all the
Like
time.
the first mix, I listen over and over. But when it's like added,
It's different for you, Damiano, because
because I hear my
voice. It's true. It's true. That's a thing. That's a real thing. Like when you're singing and you're writing the words and you're putting so much of what's inside on, which you do as well, but you communicate through your instruments and you get to lean into the chemistry. So when you guys are rocking out, I watched you. You're looking at him because you're like drums. And he's looking here going guitars. And you're looking at him going bass. You know, and you're all respecting each other. And this guy's out here in a corner on his own going, you guys don't understand my pain.
True.
Yeah, man, but the risk of sounding weird, bro. You were born to do it. I mean, you have the charisma.
He
of somebody who
was
the
born
arts
to do
from
this.
a young age. Was it always in you?
Like literally, it's not even a joke. I think on my first or second Måneskin reaction, I was like, Damiano was born to be a rock star. Like, it's no joke. His voice is so perfect. The way he has like his vocals on stage, his attitude, his movements, his personality, like, and he's young. He's like 23 or something. Like, this guy was born
I always knew I wanted
to be what he is.
And I always felt this connection with the stage and performing and stuff.
Are you any closer to figuring out why?
Because I'm
Gives you a bond this way.
because I'm the youngest child.
No, there is
Get
something to that.
attention.
Yeah, there's something to that. No, I'm fascinated by what draws people into the performing arts. Because a lot of times, not to get too deep, and maybe we do this on quick conversation 2 or 3, because you guys should figure this out by now, right? We're going to have 12, 20 conversations by the time this whole ride is over. And so we'll go deeper and deeper. But there's something to
12 or
me about
20 conversations?
The way that artists relate to themselves and what draws you into the desire to reach other people. And people always think it's like a show-off gene. It's not. A lot of times people are really shy in the arts. Are you quite shy off the mic and off stage?
Yeah, okay, I knew it. Yes.
And yet you find a way to communicate through your artist. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Honestly, I don't mind that he's shy or that he's quiet. Like I said, not everyone can be like this show-stopping superstar, put on a show all the time, like 24/7 at every situation that they're in. Like sometimes when you exert so much energy, you need to use your downtime and your spare time to just like be chill and just like relax. And other than getting to enjoy their adorable accents, I got to hear a little bit about what the group likes. I got to hear a little bit about like how they feel about their music, what inspires them. But I still feel like I need to do like a proper introduction video that gives me like a little backstory of the group. So if you guys know a good one that I can watch, go ahead and comment below or drop the link or recommend the video. But in the meantime, give this video a thumbs up, you guys, and go ahead and comment. Is there any more live recommendations or songs you want me to check out? Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.